Using a lead magnet helps you generate quality pipeline for your B2B SaaS business. When you have a high converting landing page, it convinces people to grab your lead magnet. Now, just because someone downloads your lead magnet doesn't mean they're gonna become a real opportunity or a real trial user or someone that really activates in your funnel. So here's a big question. What's broken in your landing page or your lead magnet? What is stopping people from actually taking action after they go through your funnel? In this episode, I'm gonna walk you through the 3 principles that you absolutely need to know on how to transform your current lead magnet and landing page to a high performing one. And when you follow these principles, you will know exactly what you need to do to accelerate the path to the next stage of growth for your SaaS business. Intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unstoppable. I'm TK, and on this channel, I have SaaS founders like you grow your SaaS businesses faster with an unstoppable strategy. Now, if you're new to this channel, welcome. I drop an episode every single Sunday with actionable strategies and tactics from the trenches on how to grow your SaaS business faster. So, if you're new to this channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and that bell icon. That way you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode with the TK energy. And if you're already part of this community, if you're part of my SaaS go-to-market coaching programs, my people, welcome back. It's really awesome to see you over here. Now, I remember when I was first starting out ToutApp, that was my last SaaS business, and we were starting and pioneering the sales engagement category. The sales engagement category is today worth about $5.2 billion. But at that time, sales leaders didn't know they needed an email automation tool to do outbound. When we approached them, they were like, oh, isn't that like a marketing thing? Don't we use MailChimp? It's like, no. Your reps need to do outbound. They're not doing it, so we can do it automatically. And we had to teach them this. This is when I created my first manifesto. It was called How to Write Kick-Ass Sales Emails. And in that manifesto, we taught sales leaders on why they needed a sales engagement platform. We went through a couple of different names in the early days of sales automation, sales acceleration, and then finally everyone settled on sales engagement. But we taught them on exactly why they needed this platform. When they weren't spending money on it, they already paid for CRM and they thought they were done. This is the power of a manifesto. This was the power of a landing page. And using this, we were able to grow ToutApp to over 100,000 users. And then we sold it to Marketo. And then I worked at Marketo and did a bunch of other crazy things. But here's what I learned. Just because you have a landing page and a lead magnet and you're generating some leads doesn't mean they're gonna turn into real pipeline. Doesn't mean they're going to activate. And I learned the hard way, there are certain key things you have to nail in this 3-step funnel to actually generate leads for your B2B SaaS business. It starts with a landing page, but the lead magnet and the manifesto matters too. So in this episode, I'm gonna walk you through the 3 principles you absolutely need to know to drive high quality pipeline, to generate leads that actually talk to sales or start that trial so it converts to revenue. And when you follow these pieces, you'll be able to accelerate the growth of your SaaS business. So if you're excited to dig in, go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And let's first lay out exactly how this funnel works, how this lead generation, this pipeline generation funnel works. This is the oldest strategy in the book, and it still works really well today. No matter what the gurus are telling you, this is the best way to generate quality pipeline today for your SaaS business. And it works in 3 pieces. The first piece is you have your landing page. This is a page that you link to from, say, an ad or social content or even a blog that says, hey, grab this guide. This is like the offer that you're giving them, the piece of content that educates them before you sell them on your product. When someone fills out their email and their contact information, then they get your lead magnet. This is essentially a PDF that educates them about your space. We, on this channel, call this a manifesto, because you can have a shitty lead magnet or you can have a manifesto. Manifestos are specifically designed to convince the buyer to actually take more action. We'll talk more about that in a second. And then finally, the 3rd step in this process is what would be the next step for the person that put in their email. This could be talking to sales. This could be a demo. This could be a trial. Any one of these things. This essentially is the 3 steps you want folks to go through when they are hitting your landing page and they're engaging with your lead magnet. That's principle number 1. If you can nail this, where you start to drive traffic into this landing page from all different channels, whether it's social, ads, SEO, events, mailing lists, If you can drive traffic into this landing page and they actually consume your manifesto and then they take action, you essentially get money on the other side. That's it. It's as simple as that. People want to overcomplicate it because they're trying to sell you something that you don't need. But this is literally what you need to generate quality pipeline, especially in your early stage SaaS business. Even in the later stages, I've worked with companies at pre-revenue all the way up to 500 million in ARR, and this framework works. But here's the question. This is principle number 2. How do you know if it's actually working? And what happens most of the times is people create sort of a shitty lead magnet. They have an okay landing page, and then it generates some leads, and they maybe spend money on ads or partners, and they drive traffic and they get some leads, but nothing happens. And sales says, hey, those leads were terrible. Or your product-led growth team says, hey, all those people are not really using the product. So you are like, I don't know what's going on. And principle number 1 is these are the 3 parts of your funnel that you're looking at, including your landing page to generate quality pipeline. The second principle you want to understand is you want to measure the right things for your landing page and your lead magnet. Specifically, the first thing you want to measure is your conversion rate from your landing page to your lead magnet. How many people are coming to your landing page and saying, hey, I'm going to give you my email address. I really want this piece of content. And then they actually get into your piece of content, your lead magnet or your manifesto. That's the first thing you want to measure. The second thing you actually want to measure is your activation percentage. And most people don't measure this, meaning how many people that actually converted actually looked at the content. What percentage of the content did they look at? Because here's the thing, if they're not consuming the content, the lead is going to be useless and they're not going to take any further information. This is why people think that the game is to just get their email, but that's not the game. The game is to actually give them valuable content that they consume that convinces them to take this next step. And so what you want to look at is what percentage of people are actually getting into the lead magnet, how much of the content are they consuming, and most importantly, are they taking that next step? Whether it's learning more, talking to sales, booking a demo, going into a sales page, you want to measure your activation rate. When you measure these 2 things, then you can start to establish a baseline of, hey, how for my B2B SaaS business, how is my landing page doing? Is my lead magnet any good? And are they actually taking the next step? And when you start to tweak these things, you're able to deliver quality pipeline instead of generating a bunch of leads that go nowhere. Now we get into principle number 3, which is once you start to establish, this is just establishing the 3-step funnel. The next one is you want to measure. The third thing becomes, how do you diagnose? And this is what I work with a lot of founders on, because they're like, look, we have a lead magnet, and they call it a manifesto, even though it's totally not a manifesto because manifestos are structured a certain way. But they're like, look, we're generating leads, they're not going anywhere. No one cares. And people are hitting the landing page and our conversion rate is like 10%. You want to make sure that your conversion rate is at least 20% or more. You also want to make sure that your activation rate is at least 20% or more. If it's below this, then there's something wrong. So in principle number 3, I'm going to walk you through the exact process I use to diagnose what I need to fix. But before I go into that, let me just pause here for a second. Even with this, are you just starting to see the power in this? Are you starting to see the power of how you have to think about these 3 steps, measure these key metrics, and when you do, you can actually generate quality pipeline. And when you actually measure these things and think about it in these 3 steps, you can actually feel empowered about how you're going to generate that quality pipeline. If you're starting to see the power in this, can I just get a yes in the comments below? And also smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really likes it when you do that. Also, if you're in this stage where you're looking to build a scalable go-to-market strategy and generate quality pipeline, if your lead magnet's not working because it's just not educating buyers and convincing them, if your landing page is not working, then I encourage you to check out my SaaS go-to-market coaching program. Inside of this program, I work with you one-on-one to actually help you accelerate the growth of your SaaS business with a differentiated go-to-market strategy, which includes these things. You don't have to go anywhere right now. I'll link to it below. I'll tell you more about it at the end of this video. Let's go to principle number 3 because this is super exciting and super powerful. And by the way, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm because it really likes it when you do that. But let's jump into principle number 3. So principle number 3 is once you have these 3 parts, you want to actually look at this data and understand what you need to tweak and how you need to tweak it. So in order to do this, we've worked with so many SaaS companies on growing their SaaS business on their go-to-market strategy. We found that the traditional tools for actually running a landing page, building a landing page, measuring these pieces of data don't exist. Most of them suck. And I know that's a bold statement, but we're just not getting what we need. And so we built our own. We built a tool called Instant. And you can access it. By the way, this is not a sponsored video. I own Instant, the SaaS company, and all the people that I work with use Instant. And so this is not sponsored. I'm literally just giving you the best tool that I know because I purpose built it myself with my team to give you what you need. So we use Instant to actually diagnose it. To show you what that looks like, and by the way, if you want to use Instant, I'll link to it below. It's just instantlanding.page and you can check it out. But if you want to diagnose exactly how this works, I'm going to show you exactly how I do it using Instant, because we use Instant to build our landing pages and show the lead magnet and make sure people take that next step. Let me show you. I'm going to switch over to my computer right here. All right, so let me show you how Instant works and helps you deploy these exact principles that I taught you right over here, okay? So firstly, I have this lead magnet. It's a manifesto called my 10-point landing page checklist. It's basically the principles that I cover in this video. And so the first cool thing about Instant is it helps me design the landing page. And the way this product works very differently is I don't have to mess around with colors or design or layout. I basically have to answer some questions and it generates the landing page for me. So I can say, is this a checklist, a guide, or a training? And is it a 10-point, or I can change it to 5-point, and you'll see everything updates automatically. You just answer a set of questions and it generates the entire landing page for me. And because of that, it creates a much more higher converting landing page because we use algorithms to actually generate this for you instead of you having to mess around with things that don't matter. Let me go to the dashboard because we have the landing page, we have my manifesto. Now we really want to see what the metrics are so I can diagnose. And so I'll go into the dashboard right over here. And one cool thing about Instant is when I share this manifesto, I can choose to get a custom super trackable URL. So I can say, hey, I'm sharing this on LinkedIn, or I'm running LinkedIn ads on it, or Facebook ads. It gives me a different URL that's super trackable. Because of that, my metrics are very, very granular. So you'll see over here, I'm able to go in and see, all right, we've been running some test traffic to this new manifesto. We practice what we preach. We're actually using all the things that we teach in this channel to grow this product. And so we have a manifesto, we have an ICP. And so in these stats, we're able to see, all right, we're running some test traffic. We tested on our mailing list, we did some organic, we did some Facebook paid. And you can see how the conversion rate is already 57%. That's a very, very high conversion rate. And you might be saying, oh, it must be warm traffic from the mailing list. Well, that is true. The mailing list has a 63% conversion rate, but our LinkedIn posts are doing 47%, and Facebook paid cold traffic ads is doing 58% so far. Super powerful. So you can start to understand, like, all right, is the landing page the problem? The cool thing about Instant, and by the way, this is not sponsored or anything. I own Instant. It's one of my software companies. So I'm just showing you, we built this because nothing else in the market does this to help you do it effectively, so we built this. And so I know that the landing page is converting really well, and I'm not surprised because Instant generates these landing pages that are high converting for you and asks you for the right pieces of information to generate it. And then we look at activation. We're like, okay, just because we're converting doesn't mean they're taking action. So we want to look at the quality of the lead magnet. That's the difference between a lead magnet and a manifesto. Are they actually taking that next step? So in this scenario, we'll see 77% of people are actually taking that next step. And you'll see at first it was really high, and then now it's starting to stabilize. In the mailing list, it's 20%, likely because people already know about this. But on LinkedIn Organic, 63%. And on cold traffic, Facebook ads, it's 43%. And it actually tracks how much of the lead magnet they're consuming. So on average, 92% are consuming. They're consuming 92% of the lead magnet, whereas before it was 86%. So as we tweak the manifesto, every manifesto is different, and that's why it's nuanced. Every time we tweak it, this activation rate goes up. And the last piece Instant gives me is, hey, I may be getting traffic, but is it ICP traffic? So we actually tell Instant what our ideal customer profile is, and it tells us what percentage of the traffic from where is our ideal customer profile. So mailing links, 70%, no surprise there. 75% of LinkedIn Organic, and we don't have enough data on Facebook yet, but that'll come through and then it'll test whether it's ICP traffic or not. So this is the power of actually looking at your landing page and your lead magnet and starting to think about, cool, what are the metrics? What's the conversion rate and what's the activation rate? And then when you look at it in this data, you can actually say, you can make decisions on where to double down. So if your conversion rate is below 20%, then your landing page is terrible. If your activation rate is less than 20%, that means your lead magnet is terrible. If you're getting the wrong kind of traffic, then you need to figure out where the traffic sources are. And over here, I can now say, look, look, I have a 58% conversion rate and a 43% activation rate. I'm going to let this run for a lot longer, like maybe another week or two, and then I'll double down on my spend because I'm getting quality traffic that's converting from this source. I can actually make decisions on what channel to double down on as we start to see these conversion and activation rates. That's the power of Instant. That's the power of really looking at these metrics and diagnosing things and tweaking your go-to-market strategy. As you know, for a go-to-market strategy, the messaging, the ideal customers, the manifesto, those are the raw ingredients. And then we put this in to run the Broadway show to actually generate quality pipeline. But then we look at this data to figure out, is the manifesto any good? What do we need to tweak? Is the landing page any good? What do we need to tweak? Is the value prop right? And that's how all these pieces come together, and that's Instant for you. I'll include a link to Instant if you're interested in that, but I have one more thing that brings it together. So let's recap everything we've covered in this very in-depth video. All right, so to recap, number one, you want to actually establish what your core lead generation, pipeline generation funnel is with your lead magnet. You have the landing page, the lead magnet, and the next step. Then you want to measure the key metrics. How much traffic are you driving and from where? What is the conversion rate from the landing page to the lead magnet? And what is the activation rate from the lead magnet to the next step? And then you want to look at that data, and you can use Instant or you can use some other tool if that actually presents it that way. Most don't. And you can use that data to diagnose what you need to double down on, which traffic source to double down on. If you need to fix the landing page, if you need to make a better lead magnet, you'll know exactly what you need to do, which is incredibly powerful. So now you know how to actually build high quality landing pages and pipeline generation funnels to drive quality pipeline for your B2B SaaS business. What you may not know is, hey TK, what should my manifesto be? What are the key pieces I need to put in my landing page? And when I have these stats, how do I make it better? This is exactly why I created my SaaS go-to-market coaching program. Inside of this program, we work together to actually build your go-to-market strategy, and then we take that strategy and execute on it using a tool like Instant to help you grow your SaaS business faster. Inside of this program, we flesh out your ideal customer profile. Then we actually build out your manifesto, and then we run a Broadway show, which is a consistent set of sales and marketing activities like this to bring your manifesto to your ICP on a consistent basis, create quality pipeline, and accelerate the growth of your SaaS business. If you want to learn more about working together inside of my SaaS go-to-market coaching program, then just go to tkkader.com/GTM. tkkader.com/GTM. And over there, you'll get all of the details about how the program works, how we work together, what the engagement model is. And then if this sounds like you actually want to do this and you want to take your SaaS business to that next level of growth, you want to revamp your go-to-market strategy and start to execute on it, you know that these metrics are not up to par, so you need to up-level everything you're doing, then you just fill out a little form, we'll get on a call, better the fit, the better the results. So we'll just get on a call to make sure we're a good fit. We are, we'll start work right away. On average, founders and CEOs and leaders are able to launch a new version of their go-to-market strategy within 3 weeks of joining. And that's incredibly powerful. And then we iterate from there with you to make sure that you're set up for success. So just go to tkkader.com/GTM or just follow the link below. Also, if you want to use Instant, that link is going to be down below as well. And lastly, if you got value from this video, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Also, I drop an episode every single Sunday with actionable strategies and tactics from the trenches. Having been a founder, still am a founder, having coached over 250 SaaS companies through my go-to-market coaching program. So I bring you strategies like this every single Sunday. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. You'll get notified every single time I drop an episode. Also, if you have a fellow founder, if you have a team member, if you are part of a Slack group or WhatsApp group, people that are building SaaS companies and will get values from this video, please share this video with them. It'll just mean the world to us. My team and I put a lot of love into these videos. We want to help as many SaaS founders as possible. And lastly, remember, everyone needs a strategy for their life and their business. When you are with us, yours is going to be unstoppable. I'm TK, and I'll see you in the next episode or inside of the SaaS Go-to-Market Coaching Program. Take care, everybody. After, I think, 2 years, I had to replace the battery on the microphone. So that was a first in a while. All right, let's do this.